Keep it out of trouble. Hey, I'm bleeding.
Should have been 8 stitches.
Jab, 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 boom. A couple of girls are like, well, you're not gonna kill anything, are you? I'm like, do you eat bacon? If you eat bacon, shut your mouth. If you wear leather, shut your mouth.
The New American Sportsman is presented by Miller High Life.
The beaches, resorts, and golf courses of the Sunshine State draw thousands of visitors every year. But Florida's lesser-known attractions include some of the best hunting and fishing to be found in North America. For comedian Colin Quinn, a visit to the famed Bienville Plantation was a chance to see more of what the state has to offer.
Well, I'm coming from, just basically living in the city, staying up late, doing stand-up comedy, living that basic lifestyle. My idea of like getting a spiritual thing is like once in a while, when you work in Vegas, you go out to the desert for like 20 minutes and then go, wow, this is beautiful. Then you go back and you feel spiritual for another 20 minutes and then you're back at the craps table losing.
Colin Quinn's comedic career spans more than 2 decades, with everything from stand-up to Broadway to the big screen on his resume. He's proven fearless when it comes to trying new things. For New American Sportsman host Tom Ackerman, teaching people about the outdoors is a lifelong endeavor.
The first order of business was to get him to slow down, stop, listen. We're going to be shooting high-power rifles. Obviously, it's very dangerous. He came out of New York going 100 miles an hour.
Yes, this is my rifle. There are many like it, but this one is mine.
This is yours. You're getting Colin Quinn started in hunting just may be the biggest challenge that I'll ever face, and I've spent a lifetime introducing people to the outdoors and to hunting and fishing. It was a pretty quick study once we got his attention.
This is also an MP3, by the way. It's an MP3 also. I'm listening to Ashley Simpson right now.
On this hunt, Colin drew first blood. Unfortunately, it was his own. Put it out, crosshairs right on the bullseye, and slowly squeeze the trigger.
The only way I've ever learned lessons in my life is exactly what happened with that rifle. I had it here, everybody said, move your head back. I was like, yeah, but I didn't really hear anybody because I was on my own agenda. Then the weapon smashed me in the forehead and cut me pretty deeply. And then I said, oh, move your head back. What happened?
You got hit with the scope.
Oh.
Yeah, right.
Hey, I'm bleeding. You gotta leave this in. And that's really the only way I've seemed to have learned anything in life. Most people, I'm sure, that's true of. So, Tom, tell me again about rifle safety.
Listen, how do you like hunting so far?
What the hell?
But once he got that, he started shooting, and that first 3-shot group that he placed was as good, and that wasn't just 100 yards, that was 150 yards. That was as good a group as I've seen most guys that have been hunting many, many years do. So, he was on the mark. About an inch out of the bull at 12 o'clock. That is some good shooting, Tex.
There you go, baby.
Look at there, nice shot.
Come on. Oh.
Nothing wrong with that. Very good. Hey, I'm so proud of you. That, you're talking about a pig.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good sized target.
I would have got him with the first one.
You'd have got him with the first one.
He would have got me when I was lying there holding my head.
Right there is where you want to take him.
Right there under the ribs?
Right in the shoulder.
Like a body shot? Like
boom. Right.
Whoa! I'm not playing games, baby. Watch me in New York. What do you say, boy? Come on, Sonny.
After getting familiar with the rifle, Quinn and Ackerman head to the hog blinds of the Bienville Plantation. Once settled and quiet, Quinn gets his first lesson in the field. Hunting requires patience, and after hours of sitting, only a sow and her little ones come into the setup.
I got him. One shot. Get a shot. Get out. All right.
One, two. I see 3. I see.
They have no idea we're here.
was a perfect setup. The perfect crime. Can you feel like you're alive, Colin, every sense? Yes, I'm like God.
Although Colin feels comfortable with his new weapon and Tom with his new student, a sow and her yearlings aren't exactly the quarry they're seeking.
Tell me the truth, Colin. Now, is this everything you thought it would be? When I hit him, I will be. All right.
A lesson in wildlife management for the Brooklyn boy. Choosing what not to shoot can be just as important as pulling the trigger.
You have the power to take that hog's life or to pass. Yeah. And you've chosen to pass, and that's the right thing to do in this case. He's going down. No.
Coming up on the New American Sportsman.
What time is it? Tom ruined that morning, but it was still, after a few minutes, I let it slide.
ESPN2's presentation of The New American Sportsman is brought to you by Miller High Life. To live simply, proudly, boldly, manly. This is the High Life.
Florida's Bienville Plantation is the backdrop for comedian Colin Quinn's first foray into the woods. With tough lessons already under the city boy's belt, Quinn and New American Sportsman host Tom Ackerman begin the long process of waiting for the right boar to show himself. A pass on day one leaves Quinn's appetite whetted for more. But another lesson of the sporting life is just as hard for the native New Yorker, waking long before sunrise.
Let's go, man. Time to roll.
What time is it?
Come on, rise and shine. Time to go hunting.
What the hell time is it?
It's 5 o'clock. We woke him up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and he came out not angry, not swinging, but with a monologue, telling jokes. And I said, that tells me everything I need to know about that guy.
And I just lift up, and he's like, "Hey, Cousin Jack." And I'm like, "Not Cousin Jack." Pow!
With daylight fast approaching, a quick cup of coffee for Ackerman and a soda and cigar for Colin are all there's time for before the hunters head out into the still, dark woods.
Look at that moon. It's beautiful.
Being still and quiet is a chore for the new sportsman, and it seems as if he's trying to burn off all extra steam before climbing into the blind.
What's the matter, sweetheart? Didn't Mommy and Daddy hug you enough when you were little? Doom, doom, doom.
The morning of day 2 finds the setup even quieter, and after hours of patient waiting, the woods remain still.
I think these pigs are missing one heck of a party.
Yeah.
Now, is this funny?
What's that?
Is this funny?
Yeah.
What sportsman hasn't found time for reflection while sitting in the blind?
It's a good time to reevaluate what the hell am I doing with my life. I'm getting bitten by mosquitoes. Got up at 5:30 in the morning. 5:15, but who's counting? I've been sitting here watching it get light. Then you guys go when the sun comes up, it looks beautiful. Didn't look beautiful when the sun came up because the sun never came up.
Sunday, we'll get a cloud cover.
And the whole time I'm sitting here thinking, if hogs are nocturnal, what the hell are we doing here in the morning? Let's get a nice laser scope and come out tomorrow night. And just blast them. past them. But the plan was to catch them on their morning commute back to their bedding area. You know, I've made a career out of not killing things. I mean, the hunt, it's the fun, the camaraderie, you know?
And then Tom starts yapping, that's a catbird. All right, Tom.
You heard a catbird today? You never heard a catbird?
No, I like that sound.
You know why they call it a catbird? Yeah, Tom, I can guess, because it sounds like a cat.
It's all part of the whole package.
So, Tom ruined that morning, but it was still, you know, after a few minutes, I let it slide.
Plus, I can learn the bird sounds and I can trick them.
That's right. That's right.
Catbird. And now I know where that catbird seed came from.
But he's, yeah, he knows his stuff. He knows his game. And he loves doing it, you know.
With minutes turning into hours and hours turning into days, the long wait for something, anything, is starting to test Quinn's patience.
You're not ready to quit, are you?
Oh, no, that was 2 hours ago.
Give it a few more minutes. What do you say?
Yeah.
You game?
Oh, totally. All right. I'm more game than a pig is, apparently.
Another lesson learned for the neophyte woodsman. Despite hours of patient waiting, hunting means coming home empty-handed. Next on the New American Sportsman.
Oh! Hey! Give me that harpoon. I'll kill that son of a bitch.
For comedian Colin Quinn and New American Sportsman host Tom Ackerman, a break from the hog blind means a chance to see what else Florida has to offer.
To get together with a New Yorker with a gun, a loaded gun, I think I deserve some kind of special recognition for that. Skeet shooting is not an easy thing. There's so many things that kind of have to come together for you to hit that target. I'm just trying to broaden his horizons and say, like, hunting is more than just shooting a rifle. I'm not sure, but I think he got a little bit of, a little frustrated.
Pull! Ugh, son of a...
That's all right, it's all right. But he did hit a couple of targets, and I think he had some success.
You ready?
Those are tough plates. I think they're Corningware. Skeet shooting is a blast, really fun. Because the stuff's moving. Every time you hit it, you feel like you feel like a sniper.
Hey! Good shooting, Tex. You got it.
Yeah, baby.
How's that feel?
Pull!
Awesome. Center hit. Nice shot.
I've always passed like skeet shooting places, but I was like, what is that? I don't even know what it is. You know, you never even think about what it is. I knew it had something to do with something, but, so now I want to do that when I go back to New York.
One thing Quinn won't be doing when he gets back to the blacktop of New York is chasing after one of the most ancient beasts on the continent.
This is a first for me. Have you ever gone alligator hunting?
Ah, all the time.
In New York, the sewers?
Yeah, no,
With the manhole cover?
Yeah, I've never gone alligator hunting. Me either. But from what I understand, all those crocodile hunters, that's punk compared to alligator hunting.
Uh-huh.
Crocodiles are cowards compared to alligators.
They get overpopulated and they start coming out in people's yards. They'll catch mostly whatever he can get a hold of. Anything a lot of people swim. And when they're swimming, all they got is their head sticking out. And that's a gator, he ain't threatened by something that's not bigger than him.
I'm gonna get to harpoon him. This is gonna, forget about it.
You know, as we were getting ready for this gator hunt, and I took a look at how we were outfitted and so forth, I said, gee, is this really a fair chase hunt? And, you know, what's behind all this? And then I got to think about all of the depredation hunts that I'm aware of, including the one in the airport where I live, where they have to take deer out for safety reasons because they get on the runway and so forth. So I said, that, yeah, there is a purpose for this kind of hunt. It's called a depredation hunt, and they're culling a certain number of animals. It's all part of the state's management plan.
Well, we go out with these guys, then like they can see gators in the water. They're like pointing out turtle heads from 5,000 yards. Turtle, let's learn. Where? You see? No, I don't. Then like, there's one over there. He's about a 7-footer. Where? Well, he's under the water, but you can see by the bubbles. They see like 50 gators. I thought they were seeing things. So we're floating around like these little islands, you know? It's like this cool like maze of islands in the lake.
And unlike the hog hunting, it's no time before the action starts to heat up.
Oh, yeah. Come on, boy. Get up. Get up, son.
Pace yourself. This may take an hour.
I love it. Come on, sonny boy.
A long way from Brooklyn, boy. You are a long way from Brooklyn. Stay in the boat. You're gaining on him. You're gaining on him.
Yeah.
Are you having a good time?
Yep. They throw out their lines. They try to grab the gator with 3 hooks, but they got him with 1 hook in the tail, which is the worst part. So then it's like a fight. Luckily, Tom did most of the dirty work on that one.
I guarantee he's never come up against anything like this.
Oh boy, grab it.
You all right?
Oh, I'm too tired. Grab it for a sec. Damn. You know, and he's a good fisherman, Tom. It takes a lot of risks, man. I was like, damn, this is hard. And then, finally, they rip him up, and they keep getting him up. No, and then you let him go. You let him go out, come back, go out, come back. Give me that harpoon. I'll kill that son of a bitch. And then finally, they get him close on the boat. They go, now you hit him with a harpoon. This bastard is dead, mate. Get him. Then I harpoon him. Then they bring him back a minute later. Then you gotta bang stick him. Now? Now?
Nice work, Colin. Hey.
Won't see him no more. Suddenly you're in the boat with these guys that are the classic gator hunter characters, you know. And they'll say, so what do? We'll grab the gator, throw it in the boat, and, you know, then we kill it. That's the idea.
I don't know if he's got any redneck in him, but he's sure trying, ain't he? I don't know if I can.
And just the way they grab it and like wrap its mouth, like they're doing all that gator stuff that people make a big show out of, and they're just doing like they're packing, like they're wrapping Christmas presents, you know. And that was fun. Then when I got to use some nice weaponry, I got to use the harpoon, and of course the bang stick, which is my new favorite weapon of all time. And that's just like it's a stick with a .357 attached to it, and I don't know what the pressure is, but when they say wait till the gator gets his head right below the water, and then when you see the gator's head, but it's got to be below the water a little bit, because I guess it'll blow us all up. Bang! You blast it. I can't imagine any guy that wouldn't want to do that. It's just too much fun. But what about that gun? Is it the best weapon you've ever seen?
.357 on a stick.
Oh, it's great.
Next on the New American Sportsman.
Hey, you want to learn to grill the best fish you've ever put in your mouth? Well, coming up, I'm going to show you how with only 10 simple ingredients.
ESPN2's presentation of the New American Sportsman is brought to you by Miller High Life. To live simply, proudly, boldly, manly. This is the High Life.
If you're lucky enough to be in a place where you're going to be able to eat some of the fish that you've caught, this is a really easy, great recipe that you can make anywhere. I have added together salt, pepper, some slivered almonds, and my secret ingredient, which is nutmeg. We're going to take a fresh fillet of fish. This happens to be Chilean sea bass. And I shake it. It's nicely rolled in the salt, pepper, nutmeg mixture. Then my wet ingredients are basically just olive oil, lemon, soy sauce, and I add a little hot sauce. Cholula is my favorite. This is what the fish is going to poach in on the grill. And we're going to wrap it up tight so nothing's going to spill out of the ends, and throw them on the grill. Boom. I'm telling you what, it doesn't get any better than this.
For New American Sportsman host Tom Ackerman and comedian Colin Quinn, the beauty of Florida's Bienville plantation draws them back to the field and one last chance for a wild boar.
We went out this morning, but everyone's laughing the whole time because the mosquitoes are killing us, and we're not seeing any pigs. We saw a couple of beautiful deer. Then people go, oh, that's a buck. All right, whatever. I can't tell the difference. A deer looks like a deer to me. You know, well, this one's antlers are that way. Well, I can't figure that out yet, okay? I'm supposed to know the antler points that way. You know, maybe he ran into a tree. You know, deers run into trees all the time. How do you know his antler didn't get bent?
And once again, the minutes stretch into hours, and boredom settles in.
To his credit, when we first started out, his head was in the game, okay? And interestingly, I found I was doing more talking than he was. And he was not looking, he was looking out, okay, on this clearing, waiting for the hog to come in or for the deer to come in. And he had actually gone through a transformation, and that lasted for, I think, the first evening and part of the second morning. But as it became apparent that we weren't going to see anything, okay, we had not seen anything, I think his enthusiasm started to wane, his focus started to drift, and he started to slip back into what I say is his normal mode, which is stand-up comedian.
Tom, give me another rifle lesson. It really came in handy. See, right there? Thanks. That's the only thing I got from the rifle lesson right here, see? A nice fat wound. It should have been 8 stitches. Maybe I'll give one of these pigs my rifle. Maybe he'll recoil, kill himself. I'll take him home anyway.
As we started to realize, hey, this is not going to happen. We've been on this stand for 2 days now, going into the 3rd day, and we have seen nothing. A little bit of comic relief was in order, and I got a heaping helping of it.
What is more existential crisis than a pig blind without pigs?
Yeah.
It really makes you look at the voids in your life.
Boredom turns to frustration, and Quinn has begun to have his fill of hunting hogs.
It's too early to quit. We still have an hour. I mean, a lot can happen in an hour.
Tom is great. He really knows he can add a lot of interesting things to the outdoors, you know? Like when he says the birds, the different birds. I'm like, oh, that is kind of cool. And then he says this about the wind. But then after a while, you know, he kept trying to keep my morale up. He's like, well, you know, just if they come this way. Finally, it's like, Tom, the hogs are not coming. Quit giving me the snow job.
Okay, Carl, get ready.
But Tom kept trying to keep me in the game. He's like, you gotta keep in the game. I was like, Tom, there's a thing called overconcentration, when you actually make blood vessels in your head explode.
The other thing is nocturnal. They're nocturnal. So what do? We come out as night falls, we leave, because nocturnal doesn't mean night. And then in the morning, we come as morning to us, and then sit here all morning going, I don't know why there's no pigs. Because they feed at night. I want a laser scope and a feed truck, and then I will show you a pig.
After hours of waiting, frustration has finally taken its toll.
Well, I'm out of ideas. What do you say we go get us some lunch?
Yeah, okay.
Here they got pork loin today.
Let's eat.
All right. Oh, look. Just kidding. All right.
Be back.
Careful.
My porcine friends, we'll be back.
And so, the Brooklyn boy heads home without a wild hog. but long-term lessons learned about the sporting life instead. Like the comfort of a well-appointed lodge, a good meal after spending hours in the outdoors, and the lure of a campfire with new friends, all combining to introduce a New York City boy to the world of the new American sportsman.
So you think this is going to stick, or is this going to be just kind of a passing fancy? Hey, I went down there, I hunted, and I guess.
No, I mean, I came down here for a reason when I heard about it, because why would I come down here? I had never hunted, but now that I've done it, I'm like, now I get it.
This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Become a better outdoorsman. Log on to espnoutdoors.com.